ruled Austria-Hungary. He was born in the town of Pula. Folks, does anyone know where Pula is?
In Croatia.
Thank you, in Croatia. But back in those days, it was part of Austria-Hungary. They had a big navy. It was all around the Adriatic, and Trieste was their harbour. That was their big port. Captain Von Trapp grew up around that area. He wanted to be a naval officer, and he fulfilled his dream. He became a submarine captain at the age of 32. And 2 years later, he became a part of the First World War. He went to war for the Austrian Navy and sunk 13 Allied vessels throughout the war. 11 supply ships and a couple of actual frigates. So he was decorated. He was a lieutenant colonel in the Austrian Navy. But hey, the war didn't end well for him. They lost the war, and they lost their empire. The Habsburg monarchy was finished. And Captain Von Trapp came back from active duty, and he became a strategist in the Navy. And his first place that he came to was a little village an hour and a half south of Salzburg called Zell-am-See. I don't know whether you've heard about it. It's a beautiful town on a lake right beside a glacier. Zell-am-See. You know who his neighbours were? The Porsche family. Ferdinand Porsche. Okay? Amazing. They are the richest family in Austria. Live right next door to Von Trapp. And then they moved to Salzburg after a little period there. His job brought him to Salzburg. And then his first wife died, giving birth to Gretel. And that's when they sought help from the Nonnberg Abbey. Isn't this an amazing state of affairs? Can you believe that at the end of the First World War, Captain Von Trapp, he was a hero of a submarine, a big society gentleman. Maria Von Trapp was at school. She was 13. She was in Vienna. And all of a sudden, fate brings them together. You know, I can see down the bus here, we've got mums and daughters. We've got husband and wives. We've got friends who are traveling together. Look into each other's eyes now and go, how did we ever meet? In a bar, probably. But hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, fate is an amazing thing. All of a sudden, 1922 comes along. She comes to Salzburg. All of a sudden, they get married in 1927, and their lives join together. Amazing, don't you think? Then they have 3 more kids together, and then they escape. 1938. They had to get out of here. The Nazis were gaining more control. And Captain Von Trapp was an outspoken critic of the Nazi Party and of Adolf Hitler. That was dangerous at the time. As I said, lots of Rolfs in Austria at the time. Lots of butlers in Austria at that time. Lots of them. Robert Wise, with his creative talent, put them in to create the drama. So in 1938, Captain Von Trapp got his family together, and he said, tomorrow we are going hiking in Innsbruck. You need to pack a bag and put your personal belongings in them. The next day they jumped on a train bound for Innsbruck, never got off the train. It went through the border into Italy. This is before Mussolini sort of changed over to the dark side. And they went through there. He got some money out of a bank because he used to be a merchant seaman. And then it went up through France. End destination, London. Why London? Because his first wife, Lady Whitehead, she was British as well as being Austrian. She had dual citizenship. And you know, get this, Lady Whitehead was the daughter of the man who invented the torpedo. Captain Von Trapp was the first guy to ever fire a torpedo out of a submarine. This guy was big. But when she died, she left him an inheritance. And that's why London was their aim.